Welcome to American Farmer. I'm Charlie Cowan. The latest sustainable solutions are positively impacting the lives of hardworking Americans who dedicate themselves to agriculture. Learn more next.
Agriculture is an important part of the U.S. economy and culture. It is proving to play an important role in the use of renewable energy. Farmers have the tradition of being stewards of the land, and their investment in renewable energy supports their role of protecting land, air, and water.
A lot of farmers use a lot of energy. If you know anybody in that industry, you'll know that they have fans and lights running almost 24/7. So the idea of renewables, farmers being as independent as they are looking for an alternative to fossil fuels.
Given the fact that energy prices have been rising and we expect some of them to continue to rise, especially electricity and propane fuel. Energy has become an important factor with regards to the operational viability of the farm. With solar energy coming down in terms of implementation prices, it just kind of makes sense in terms of the financial viability of the farm to find the least cost resource that provides stability and the energy needs of that farm.
Solar energy, like other renewables, offers an opportunity to stabilize energy costs, decrease pollution and greenhouse gases, and delay the need for electric grid infrastructure improvements.
The United States is actually pretty far behind Europe in renewable energy. In Europe, oil prices are higher, gasoline prices are higher, so they have more of an incentive, say, to look for renewable options that can basically offset their usage. In this country, it's not as big of an issue, say 10 years ago, but it is becoming more of an issue due to energy inflation and things like that. Renewables are actually becoming quite viable.
Over the past 2 decades, technological advances and increased production of solar panels have made solar power dramatically less expensive. Today, the availability and cost efficiency of solar energy has become a viable option for farms of all sizes and business levels.
The sun is giving me photons of light right now, and that's how you get sunburned. That's also how solar works. Is solar panels are made of different materials, and those different materials actually will take in the photons of light. Electrons get excited and they get passed through those layers, and when those electrons will touch a conductive material, they create electricity. And you can actually tie several solar panels together and combine your electricity into something that you need for an application. Solar PV is photovoltaic power, so it's electricity. The temperature of the sun has nothing to do with the intensity of solar PV. Solar PV actually works better in cool conditions. Solar PV has more to do with the particles of light than the intensity of the heat of the light. So solar thermal, for instance, is a different technology that actually heats water, whereas solar PV actually creates electricity at a voltage and an amperage, which you can actually control.
Specializing in agricultural, commercial, and rural residential installations, HarvestEnergy Solutions provides full design and installation of renewable energy systems throughout the Midwest.
HarvestEnergy provides a turnkey system. We work with the farmer to determine what their needs are, and then we come out to the farm, we do a site assessment, we discuss it with the township, we discuss it with the utilities, and come up with a system that works for that unique farmer. There are several incentives offered to farmers for an installation of solar. There's an ITC, which is an investment tax credit of 30%. You can depreciate the product like a piece of farm equipment. There's also a REAP grant available through the USDA, and that'll account for about 25%. And then there's some local incentives sometimes as well. At times, you will receive up to 60 or 70% of the total cost through incentives. So when you're finished, a lot of times, with all these incentives in place, the end result of what you might pay might be 30 or 40% of the total cost.
So the design process isn't necessarily cookie cutter because it's going to be different everywhere you go. But that site assessment has to hit all the bullet points of A, financially, does it make sense? B, are you hitting your green energy goals as a person, as a human consuming energy? And C, does it make sense for your site to actually physically have solar on your site?
Capturing the sun's energy for light, heat, hot water, and electricity can be a convenient way to save money. Whether drying crops, running a dairy, lighting a poultry operation, or powering a water pump, using the power of the sun can make a farming operation more efficient.
Energy costs in agribusiness are huge, and they're variable depending on the season. I know our energy costs change based on the weather, whether we're doing a lot of irrigating or not. We looked at solar energy as a long-term solution to energy costs. We know that there is a payback over a certain amount of time, yet those panels and the energy it'll produce will go well beyond that. Up to this point, our monthly savings are anywhere from $800 to $1,200 per month. We're getting into our busy season where we're going to be using more and more energy, and we expect to see savings anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 a month.
The cost of solar energy has fallen sharply over the last 20 years. The growing global demand for solar power has translated into manufacturing and raw material reductions, resulting in price declines on par with consumer electronics.
On our house side, in the summertime, it's eliminated our electric bill. On the shop side, in the summertime, it's reduced the bill a third. And with the operation that we have, the electric bills are huge. My family is everything to the farm. I enjoyed my time even with my grandpa, both of them. They both farmed, and then I worked with my dad every day till he was to where he couldn't see to drive anymore, and then we decided maybe he didn't need to run the equipment, but it'd be midnight or 1 o'clock and the parking lights would still be at the end of the field.
The first panels went in about a month ago already, and so the bill should reflect that pretty soon. It was easier for me to look at the meter so I could tell how much we were producing and how much we were using. And there was some days it was just about a wash. So we would recommend HarvestEnergy. The salesman, easy to work with, explains it in my language or something that we can understand. They just treat us good, you know, and everything what they said was right, and they were honest.
HarvestEnergy Solutions is passionate about improving the lives of hardworking American farmers and agribusiness owners, and believes there's a tremendous amount of untapped value in renewable energy.
We really like to partner with our customers. We don't see it as a customer-supplier relationship. We see it as a partnership. We are a company that will actually look out for the customer's best interest for their finances. So we're not out there selling basically solar systems or wind turbines or whatever else we sell in the renewable sector to customers that don't need something. If it makes financial sense for them, and that's a decision they want to make to purchase a renewable system, then we'll promote that to them.
HarvestEnergy Solutions continues to raise awareness on the efficiencies of using solar energy through a safe, secure, low-maintenance alternative to gain energy independence.
HarvestEnergy is positioning itself to assist the industry going forward.
We at HarvestEnergy believe we found an unmet need within the farming community. Farmers are always looking for another crop to harvest. Well, we can provide them one. They can harvest the sun and the energy from the sun with HarvestEnergy solar installations.
For more information, visit www.harvestenergysolutions.com or call 1-877-788-0220. Harvest Energy, providing renewable energy and energy-saving products throughout the Midwest.
Thanks for tuning in to American Farmer. We hope you'll join us next time as we explore more products, people, and technologies on the forefront of modern farming. I'm Charlie Cowan. See you next time.
For more information, visit AmericanFarmerTV.com.